Film Addict. I am your host, the Film Doctor.
And the Film Surgeon has finally come back to the attic. Welcome back to the attic. We got our film done, Isaac for you. I think it's time for Michael might disagree. The Kingsman, starring Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes. Sorry if I butchered your name, but it was from HBO, man. And again, HBO. Michael still needs that gas money.
Stop bullshitting. Stop bullshitting. Like, it's now to a point where I gotta sling this ass out there in the streets. If I intend to go to work tomorrow, HBO Max, you can definitely sponsor us. For sure. $5 for me. That's it. So, without that, without further ado, let's jump right into our film review. Kingsman. I mean, you said it best. You called it best.
Look, Michael, look, I'm doing it.
Okay, okay. That goes beforehand. When I said we jump into the, you know what? It's neither here nor there. You're late. Okay, I'll just do it on my own because I always remember it. How about that? Anyway, Kingsman. You're right. I don't think that this was great. When I look at the other Kingsman movies, those were good. This is a prequel. So if they would have went in order doing this one and then the newer ones that came out, I don't think anyone would care for the second one, even though it's good, unless they actually took a chance and went to go see it if they just saw this one first. If that makes sense.
So this was the first movie, and then they did the original two after that. You don't think people would have saw the second one?
Not unless they took a chance of like, I saw the first one, I guess I'll go see the second one, but the first one really wasn't all that. Like, this, what we know is to be the first one, that it was so good that they could have just continued from that.
Well, they are. There's another movie following that sequence coming out.
Then a prequel wasn't. Like, I get that you want to show the origin, but show the origin in a smaller scene or something inside of the sequel to the first two that we've seen. And granted, the second one wasn't really like phenomenal, but it was good. Both of those originals were better than this prequel one. And
the idea was, and I read an article on this where they quoted the director, the guy who's directed all of these films, all three of them. The idea is they had the first two, and there were a lot of people apparently clamoring for them to tell them where Kingsman came from. You know? That's what they were like, okay, let's make a prequel. And they honestly planned on making these like two separate universes. So the Taron Egerton version of this, which is the first two films of this series that we saw before this one, is going to get another movie with him and Harry, and that'll be the end of that sequence. They plan on continuing this prequel before that for at least 2 or 3 movies.
So they're going to do 2 more prequel movies that take place before the 2 that we know as being the originals?
Yep.
That's dumb as shit. I hope they don't do that.
I'm just the messenger.
Well, that's my biggest point.
Watchmen buy on DVD anyway. Stop sitting up here capping.
Here's the thing. This is the reason why I say that what we know to be the original 2 was better than this prequel, is because the story, the action, the music, everything was in line to be perfect. And this one, it was just like, it was unbelievable. The guy that does magic and healing, and it was just weird with him and shit.
Rasputin is a real person, right?
Huh?
You know Rasputin is a real person, right?
That does magic? Is he David
Yeah,
Blaine? Is he Chris
that
Angel?
was a real person in real life. Like those characters were based on real people.
Okay, is he Chris Angel that does magic in real life?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, well, guess what?
Look up Gregorio Rasputin. Do your research. Do your Googles.
I'm gonna look up Rasputin during your little review here, but the thing is that it was still a stupid storyline. It still was. The music really, it was okay. It wasn't great. The acting, nothing really special. The fight scenes, it really wasn't all of that to me. It wasn't significant. Now maybe I'll go back and I'll watch it a second time, and maybe it's a little bit enjoyable because I did enjoy the original two, or what we know to be the original two.
Copy, please, already.
But I'm gonna give it C+. Here's what it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here and give the real review. So,
Okay, he's a real person. He's a real person. I got you.
It's a real person. All these characters are pretty much based on real people.
But he's not doing magic or anything.
He was known to be like a magical healer. If you know anything about Rasputin, that's what.
Was he also known to be homosexual, or was that added?
I mean, yeah, that's a part of his lore. Homosexual. He had a daughter. He slept with women, slept with men, slept with everybody. Really. Anywho. Yeah, so I actually kind of liked how they did history and, you know, the kind of storytelling of where Kingsman started. If you've seen the two original Kingsman movies, they kind of were like, what they said about the origins of Kingsman is that these rich men got together because they lost their sons, and so they pulled their money to make the Kingsman. They kind of fudged it and played around with that a little bit because that's kind of what happened, but not really. Yeah, I mean, I love the historical inputs of this, and as someone who's a history buff, I do enjoy, like, you know, meshing the World War I vibes together in this. I definitely enjoy that because if you know anything about World War I, they kind of stick to the exact storyline of World War I, you know. Archduke Ferdinand assassinated, you know, all these sorts of stuff. But the Kingsmen are kind of playing this underlying part in the history of World War I and how it started. As far as the cast, I felt like the cast, for what it was okay. I felt like somebody else could have been his son. Whoever, no disrespect to whoever the actor was, that was Ralph's son in this movie.
Younger version or older version?
Older version. The younger kid was fine. Older version guy, they could have picked somebody else from that role. And I get, you know, they have Polly and they have I'm gonna mess up his name too. The dude from Never Back Down. The black guy from Never Back Down. Djamou Demadaju.
Wow.
I'm gonna butcher his name too.
Diva, that's all, folks.
I feel like they casted this to kind of like, okay, let's have a diverse cast, which is fine. You know, that's not an issue, but it doesn't stick to what you make points of your previous movies invalid when you kind of change those things. Like that was a plot point in your previous movie about Kingsman started, so it's just kind of, that's a little gripe. It doesn't take away from the overall goodness of this movie for me. But yeah, I just story-wise, I enjoyed the mesh of history and the Kingsman. I enjoyed that. Again, the acting, like I said, his son, he wasn't my favorite.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Butchered his name. He was okay in this. I mean, he wasn't like super incredible. He does what he does in most movies, which is, you know, kick butt and take names. The actress that played Polly, she was okay. Ralph, he was kind of the star of this movie. You know, he was kind of carrying the movie, and I thought he did a pretty good job. He deserved an Oscar or a Golden Globe or an Emmy. Nah. You know, and you know, I like the guy who played Rasputin. the cast was the cast. That was an area where this movie could have been better. As far as the action scenes, I enjoyed the action scenes. I thought they were pretty good. Didn't think they were terrible or terribly unbelievable, especially for that time period. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that. It felt like the movie had stakes at a lot of times. Like, you know, it didn't always feel like they were going to succeed. It felt like the movie had stakes at certain points. You know, and then cinematography wise, did they do anything that was super creative? No. I mean, it's an action movie.
Well, I want to jump back to your notion to tell me I should do the research, which I read his little Wikipedia during your thing, and I'm going to say that I'm not a historian, I'm a film doctor, okay? And so for anybody that's watching this film who is not a historian or doesn't know who this guy is, as a movie, it was weird and dumb. It didn't come across as believable for that character.
Michael, let me ask you a question. In school, right? We all take history in school, right? Yeah, we do. They teach World War I. Rasputin is brought up. Nicholas Tsar is brought up.
First of all, I don't know what you learned inside of your school, but they teach different things now.
Okay, well, they used to always teach about World War I, so we should all have just like a general base knowledge of who Rasputin is.
No.
Number one.
No.
Number two.
I know who Rumpelstiltskin is. That's who I thought you were talking about.
An imaginary person. Number two. Number two. Just give my rating for this. I am gonna give this a B-.
So it's pretty close to mine for me to say C+.
But you were edging towards C. The way you
I was not. Because
I thought you would come on and say C-.
No, because I think just because it has the name Kingsman, I was kind of generous to give it a C+. But look, y'all. Copy, please.
I
think it was.
Get it for me a C. If it said the Knights of the New Round Table, if that was the name of this movie, C. Right?
Are you done? Are you done? I think that it was. I'm trying to think of my words because I don't want to say it was enjoyable to watch. Like, it was. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Is that better than saying like enjoyable to watch as to why it's a C+? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut. No, that's fine.
I think it's B-, and I think it's enjoyable. I think you guys should check it out. And if you're like Michael and you gotta do your Googles to figure out who Rasputin is, do them now.
You know what?
Just do them now.
We're gonna find a way to edit you out on live screens because live shows because this is getting ridiculous. But I'm just gonna say that I want to know what you guys think. Forget about the film doctor, the film surgeon, and what we're saying. There's two different ratings. One is like a C for an average, and B is like better than average. So I really want to know what you guys think inside the comments. Let me know if you saw this movie, which is free on HBO Max.
You gotta pay. You gotta have HBO Max.
Well, free on HBO Max, or purchase HBO Max and see it for free. I mean, however you word that. Or it's coming out soon for sale in like the next 2 weeks or something like that. So let us know if you guys have seen it, if you intend to see it, if you see it after it comes out, whatever the case may be, what you think. How good was this? To you, in general, what did you think? Overall, and try and compare it to some of the original, what we know to be the original two movies. Was this really good enough to put inside the B range or the C range?
Well, again, the original two movies I thought were B plus A type of movies.
I agree.
I enjoyed both those movies.
I agree.
I don't think it's a C plus all. I think it's like a B-. Still entertaining. Still enjoyable.
I think some things could have been better to put it inside of a B range, and a lot of things could have been better to put it in the A range. That's why it's C+.
Because you don't know stuff doesn't make it.
That has nothing to do with it. I'm not a historian. You know what? Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell, do all that jazz. Tie a little note to a pitch and lay, set it on its way, put a message in the bottle, throw it in the water, let it reach our shores. And as always, this has been another exciting episode of Film Addict.